Namaste, Dhanava Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 3, the Status Quo. Chapter 17, Victory of Hiraṇyākṣa over all the directions of the universe. Text 1. Maitreya Uvacha Nisamyatma Bhuvagitam Karanam Sanka Yojita Tata Sarvenya Vartanta Tridivaya Divokasa. Sri Maitreya said, the demigods, the inhabitants of the higher planets, were freed from all fear upon hearing the cause of the darkness explained by Brahma, who is born from Vishnu. Thus they all returned to their respective planets. Purport. The demigods who are denizens of higher planets are also very much afraid of incidents such as the universe is becoming dark. And so they consulted Brahma. This indicates that the quality of fear exists for every living entity in the material world. The four principal activities of material existence are eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. The fear element exists also in the demigods. On every other planet, even in the higher planetary systems, including the moon and the sun, as well as on this earth, the same principles of animal life exist. Otherwise, why are the demigods also afraid of the darkness? The difference between the demigods and the ordinary human beings is that the demigods approach authority, whereas the inhabitants of this earth defy authority. If people would only approach the authority, then every adverse condition in this universe could be rectified. Arjuna was also disturbed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but he approached the authority, Krishna, and his problem was solved. The conclusive instruction of this incident is that we may be disturbed by some material condition, but if we approach the authority who can actually explain the matter, then our problem is solved. The demigods approached Brahma for the meaning of the disturbance, and after hearing from him, they were satisfied and returned home peacefully. Text 2. Yutistu bhartor adeshad apatya parisankini purne varsha sate sadvi putro prashushuveyamo. The virtuous lady Diti had been very apprehensive of trouble to the gods from the children in her womb, and her husband predicted the same. She brought forth twin sons after a full 100 years of pregnancy. Text 3. Utpatta bhavastatra nipetur jayamanayo divi bhuvyantarikshecha lokasya rupayavaha. On the birth of the two demons, there were many natural disturbances, all very fearful and wonderful, in the heavenly planets, the earthly planets, and in between them. 4. Sahachala bhuvaschelur disha sarva prajavula solkascha sanaya petu ketavas charti hetava. There were earthquakes along the mountains on the earth, and it appeared that there was fire everywhere. Many inauspicious planets like Saturn appeared along with comets, meteors, and thunderbolts. Purport. When natural disturbances occur on a planet, one should understand that a demon must have taken birth there. In the present age, the number of demoniac people is increasing. Therefore, natural disturbances are also increasing. There is no doubt about this, as we can understand from the statements of the Bhagavatam. 5. Bhavo vadyu sudhu sparsha utkaran irayan muhu Unmulaya nagapatim Vatyani korajodvaja. Their blue winds, which were most uninviting to the touch, hissing again and again and uprooting gigantic trees. They had storms for their armies and clouds of dust for their ensigns. Purport. When there are natural disturbances like blowing cyclones, too much heat or snowfall, and uprooting trees by hurricanes, it is to be understood that the demoniac population is increasing, and so the natural disturbance is also taking place. There are many countries on the globe, even at the present moment, where all these disturbances are current. This is true all over the world. There is insufficient sunshine, and there are always clouds in the sky, snowfall and severe cold. These assure that such places are inhabited by demoniac people who are accustomed to all kinds of forbidden sinful activity. Text 6. Udhasatadid ambodo gataya nasta bhagane vyomni pravishta tamasa nasmavya drishyate padam. The luminaries in the heavens were screened by masses of clouds in which lightning sometimes flashed as though laughing. The darkness reigned everywhere and nothing could be seen. 7. Chukrosha vimana vardir udhormi kshubitodara sodapanas chasaritas shukshubhu sushka pankaja. The ocean with its high waves wailed aloud as if stricken with sorrow, and there was a commotion among the creatures inhabiting the ocean. The rivers and lakes were also agitated, and lotuses withered. 8. Muhu paridayo bhuvan saravo sashi surayo nirgatarata niradha vivarebhya prajanjire. Misty halos appeared around the sun and the moon during solar and lunar eclipses again and again. Claps of thunder were heard even without clouds, and sound like those of rattling chariots emerged from the mountain caves. 9. Antargrameshu mukato vamantyo vanhim ulbanam shrghalo lukatankarai pranedur asivam shiva. In the interior of the villages, she-jackals yelled portentously, vomiting strong fire from their mouths, and jackals and owls also joined them with their cries. 10. Sangita vad rodhanavad unamaya shirodaram yamunchan vividhavacho gramasimhastatastata. Raising their necks, dogs cried here and there, now in the manner of singing, and now of wailing. 11. Karascha karkashai chata kurarganato daratalam karkara rabasamata paraya dhavan varutasa. O Vidura, the asses ran hither and thither in herds, striking the earth with their hard hooves and wildly braying. Purport. Asses also feel very respectable as a race, and when they run in flocks hither and thither in so-called jollity, it is understood to be a bad sign for human society. 12. Rudhanto rasabhatrasta nidadu papatan kaga gosheranye chapasava sakrin mutram akurvata. Frightened by the braying of the asses, birds flew shrieking from their nests, while cattle in the cowsheds as well as in the woods passed dung and urine. 13. Gavo trasan ashrig dohas Poyada Puya Varshina, Vyarudan Deva Lingani, Drumapetor Vinanilam. Cows, terrified, yielded blood in place of milk. Clouds rained pus. The images of the gods in the temples shed tears, and trees fell down without a blast of wind. 14. Grahan punyatamannanye, bhaganams chapi dipita, aticherhor vakragatya, yuyuduscha parasparam. Ominous planets such as Mars and Saturn shone brighter and surpassed the auspicious ones such as Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus, as well as a number of lunar mansions. Taking seemingly retrograde courses, the planets came in conflict with one another. Purport. The entire universe is moving under the three modes of material nature. Those living entities who are in goodness are called the pious species, pious lands, pious trees, etc. It is similar with the planets also. Many planets are considered pious and others are considered impious. Saturn and Mars are considered impious. When the pious planets shine very brightly, it is an auspicious sign, but when the inauspicious planets shine very brightly, it is not a very good sign. 15. Dristvanyamscha mahotpatan atat tatva vidha praja brahmaputran rute bita menire vishva samplavam. Making these and many other omens of evil times, everyone but the four sage sons of Brahma, who were aware of the fall of Jai and Vijay and of their birth as Diti's sons, was seized with fear. They did not know the secrets of these portents and thought that the dissolution of the universe was at hand. Purport. According to the Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, the laws of nature are so stringent that it is impossible for the living entity to surpass their enforcement. It is also explained that only those who are fully surrendered to Krishna in Krishna consciousness can be saved. We can learn from the description of the Srimad Bhagavatam that it is because of the birth of the two great demons that there were so many natural disturbances. It is to be indirectly understood, as previously described, that when there are constant disturbances on the earth, that is an omen that some demoniac people have been born or that the demoniac population has increased. In former days, there were only two demons, these born of Diti, yet there were so many disturbances. At present day, especially in this age of Kali, these disturbances are always visible, which indicates that the demoniac population has certainly increased. To check the increase of demoniac population, the Vedic civilization enacted so many rules and regulations of social life, the most important of which is the Garbhadhana process for begetting good children. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna informed Krishna that if there is unwanted population, Varna Shankara, the entire world will appear to be hell. People are very anxious for peace in the world, but there are so many unwanted children born without the benefit of the Garbhadhana ceremony, just like the demons born from Diti. Diti was so lusty that she forced her husband to copulate at a time which was inauspicious, and therefore the demons were born to create disturbances. In having sex life to beget children, one should observe the process for begetting nice children. If each and every householder in every family observes the Vedic system, then there are nice children, not demons, and automatically there is peace in the world. If we do not follow regulations and life for social tranquility, we cannot expect peace. Rather, we will have to undergo the stringent reactions of natural laws. 16. Tavadi daityos sahasa yajamanatma purusha vavridhate smasarena kayen adripati iva. These two demons who appeared in ancient times soon began to exhibit uncommon bodily features. They had steel-like frames which began to grow just like two great mountains. Purport. There are two classes of men in the world. One is called demon and the other is called the demigod. The demigods concern themselves with the spiritual upliftment of human society, whereas the demons are concerned with physical and material upliftment. The two demons born of deity began to make their bodies as strong as iron frames, and they were so tall that they seemed to touch outer space. They were decorated with valuable ornaments, and they thought that this was success in life. Originally, it was planned that Jai and Vijay, the two doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, were to take birth in this material world, where, by the curse of the sages, they were to play the part of always being angry with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As demoniac persons, they became so angry that they were not concerned with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but simply with physical comforts and physical upliftment. And thus ends our reading for today. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Isi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Niskam Shanta Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga ki Jai.
Jai.
Our glories to the assembled devotees, our glories to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Navadvip Dham ki Jai, Nrsimhapuri Dham ki Jai, Mayapur Dham ki Jai.
Jai.
Jagannath Puri Dham ki Jai.
Jai.
Dev Subhadra Jagannath Ju ki Jai.
Jai.
Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai ki Jai.
Jai.
Vrindavan Dham ki Jai.
Jai.
Gupta Govardhan Dham ki Jai. Sham Kund Radha Kund ki Jai. Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagi ki Jai. Scientific Sankirtan Yagi ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Vedanta Institute ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Institute ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari 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 Bol. Jai Shri Devi Rasi ki Jai. Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Gurudev. Sripad Krishna Kinkar Prabhu ki Jai. Krishna Keshav Prabhu ki Jai. Dhanyavad.
Dhanavad Pranam Didi.
Dhanyavad.